Hey there, Cancer. Welcome to your reading for the week of March 10th. This week, you have this card that says, Let Love Guide You. It says, Choose to see the good in the world today. You have this Spend Time in Nature. It says, Let the beauty of nature refresh your soul. So I think both of those things would be a good time. I mean, you always get like the Queen of Cups with me, which is your card, and it represents following your heart. So I think it is a great time for pretty much everyone to follow their heart. You have the Emperor, the Five of Wands, and the Seven of Pentacles. Definitely a time to take control. I really feel this for water signs in general. It's like it's time to take control of your life, time to take control of your responsibilities as well. These can be good responsibilities, of course. Like, it's a great time to come up with responsibilities that lead to like more success or better habits or better health or whatever. It's also a great time to eliminate responsibilities. So if you are, carrying burdens from other people or dealing with problems of other people, it can be a great time to eliminate those responsibilities. The thing about the Emperor is he really takes advantage of opportunities that make sense. He is sitting here on his throne and he's not doing anything, but he has his armor on underneath his cloak. So the card itself says that he is ready to go at a moment's notice. So when a good opportunity presents itself, he doesn't wait. He takes it, right? And he ignores all the other opportunities. He also is very responsible. And so I think that this is, and you also have the King of Swords, which kind of, not really, but kind of can also represent responsibility. So that's definitely popping into my head. You have the Five of Wands. I feel like people are feeling the squeeze this week. I said it to Pisces. I've only done Pisces so far in this set of readings, so I have a feeling that the Five of Wands is going to come up a lot this week. Five of Wands is conflict or competition, but I feel like people could be feeling more like inner conflict this week, like more financially, maybe. Like if you're experiencing financial limitations or if certain responsibilities are getting in the way of your finances or the way that you make money is getting in the way of making more money, which is totally possible, by the way, then, you could really be looking at those things that are slowing you down financially. You could also just be looking at how to become more responsible financially, which would be a good idea. You have the Seven of Pentacles, and Seven of Pentacles is my card that says, is the juice worth the squeeze? With the Seven of Pentacles, he's looking at what he has grown, and he's trying to decide if it is worth it or not. He is like saying, was it worth it for me to grow these Seven Pentacles? Or, would there be a better way for me to do things and grow things? And I kind of feel that's what you're thinking with the Seven of Pentacles. Like, is there a better way to increase my earnings? Or is there a better way to make more money? And that's what you could be thinking about with that card. So let's see here, Cancer, what is going on for you. With the Emperor, you have the Chariot. Yes, both are cards of control. Personally, I think that the Emperor is controlling. He's not really a card of control, but the Chariot is the card of hard control. We really have two cards of control, the Chariot and the Strength card. Strength card is soft control, but the Chariot is about like really taking the reins and making things happen. So I feel it would be a great week for you to really take control of any situation that you're dealing with in your life and really make things happen. And this is also your card. You've been getting the Chariot with me like crazy. So it's your card, puts you in a position of power and strength, allows you to get what you want from the reading. So again, I would take advantage of it. With the Five of Wands, you have the Star, which is pretty good, especially with that Five of Wands. Anytime I get the Five of Wands, or the Star with, any of these challenging-ish cards, to me, it kind of says that you are healing from these situations. The other thing about the Star is that it says you need to have a single-minded focus. Five Wands can be worrying too much about the competition. So if you're working on a business or career or love, if you're like interested in a person, the Star says only focus on that one thing. Don't focus on everything else that's going on around you, right? It's like there are always, I've seen it time and time again on YouTube alone, where it's like there are always people who rise to the top. There are always people, it doesn't matter how crowded a market is, there's like always a person who kind of like rises to the top, right, and comes out of nowhere. I've seen it happen many times. And, really what I think it is they don't worry about the competition, right? They just stay authentic. They just do what they do, and they just put out their information, and they don't worry about it. And I kind of get that feeling on the Star card. Like, if there is competition in any area of your life, it only exists in your mind. With the Seven of Pentacles, you have the Nine of Wands. Nine of Wands is the Wounded Warrior. I do get this feeling that you could be trying something again that you've tried in the past. I'm not saying you're doing exactly the same thing, but, it just, this right here, we go up to the King of Swords. King of Swords is history. He has knowledge and wisdom. He kind of has the most history out of all the kings in the tarot. And by history, I mean like the most experience. And so this direction here kind of gives me the vibes of you trying something again. Like if it's love, you're not dating a person you've dated before. You're trying love again. If it's business, it's like probably won't be the same exact business that you had, but you might be trying something similar, or you might be trying something kind of similar again. Next, in the area of what's coming in for you, you have this Nightingale Spirit says, love is all around you. You have all these cards. What did the other one say here? Let love guide you. So definitely the energy of love is going to be good for you. You have this Dove Spirit says, be peace. I don't really think Cancer has a problem with that. So, just be at peace at this time. You have the Ten of Swords, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Five of Cups. Ten of Swords says something is dead, done, over with in your life, and it's time to get up off the ground. The whole point of the Ten of Swords is that he just needs to realize that something is over, and he needs to get started on his next thing. So he's making this symbol right here with his hand that represents a blessing in disguise. I also do feel that some of you could be seeing this week like how something that didn't work out in the past is a blessing in disguise now, which of course would be good for you. You have the Knight of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles is like slow, steady progress, moving forward. So I feel a lot of you could be progressing at this time. I do feel good about this. Sometimes I feel the Knight of Pentacles, he isn't moving, so sometimes I feel he can represent a lack of progress, but I do feel progress. So I feel if you are working on anything new or new ideas or projects, that you actually are making progress at this time, which is great. I feel it's been a little bit slow, but it's like at least things are growing. At least you're moving in a direction, right? You have the Five of Cups. Five of Cups can be like regrets or sadness. There is something about this reading about changing your story. Remember what I said about the Ten of Swords. It's like sometimes with the Ten of Swords, I think we just have to realize that the old story is dead and we have to start telling the new story. And that's kind of what I get here. It's like, if you want love, but all you're talking about is how your ex cheated on you, then you are not living the new story. You're still stuck in the past. If you're still watching tarot about your ex, then you are still stuck in the past, right? Not calling you out, but also I totally am. So, again, the Ten of Swords says you have to start telling the new story that you want to live. With the Ten of Swords, yes, you have the Temperance card. You're ready. Like, there's nothing more to process is what the Temperance card is saying to me. He has this path back here. This is called the path to glory, but he's still trying to turn water into wine here. Sometimes I feel like he is trying to make something perfect before, but like really he can't. There is no perfect moment to start anything. And so, sometimes I feel he just needs to get started on this path and he will find what he's looking for. And, that's kind of what I feel for you with that card. With the Knight of Pentacles, you have the Nine of Swords. Nine of Swords is like a never-ending nightmare. Part of me does feel it's like time to change. Part of me feels that, like I said, it's time to change your story. The Nine of Swords is never-ending. It is a round and round energy. The funny thing about the Nine of Swords is that it does say that you have learned what you needed to learn. He has this blanket on his lap here, and this is a comfort blanket, and in those blue squares, there are all these astrological symbols in those blue squares. And the astrological symbols remind him that he has been through a bunch of astrology. It basically should give him comfort to start something new because it's saying you've learned all these lessons. You can easily start that next thing and you'll have a great start because of what you have learned. Like, it's meant to provide him with comfort in getting out of bed. And so, again, I feel if there's like an old story that you're stuck to, it's saying like it's time to move forward. Yes, with the Five of Cups, you have the Nine of Cups. Again, the trick with the Nine of Cups is we have to be in alignment, meaning and including the story that you tell. So if you can get into alignment with the Nine of Cups, you will get what you're wishing for. It is a card of getting a wish or wish fulfillment. But like I said, we have to also, be in alignment with exactly what we want. So telling the right story is going to be important for you with the Nine of Cups. Adopting the habits as well of whatever it is that you want to become would be a good idea. Like a really good idea. I kind of feel with that the Five of Wands as well. that like I think it would be a good time to challenge yourself in the sense that like you are more capable than you realize. And I feel this is saying, I don't think it's saying like take bigger risks, but I feel it's saying that let's say you're trying to grow your social media. I'm just going to use that as an example. It's like maybe you're thinking to yourself like, "Oh, maybe I could post like 3 times a week." I would like challenge yourself to do 6, you know? I get this feeling like whatever you're doing, I would challenge yourself just to like do just a little bit extra. Again, you don't have to go crazy here. Just a little bit extra will make all the difference in the world is what the 9 of Cups is saying. Next in the area of messages from your future self, you have the Stay in Integrity card and the Seek Healing card. Yeah, I think it would be a good time to heal or do things that can help you heal. And, that's really all I'm getting there. You have the King of Swords, the Page of Pentacles, and the Death card. Yeah, there's something very important about your history and, what you have been through in your life and all the things that you've learned that will, like, make you very powerful. And so I feel like you need to use your skills and, use the things that you have learned in life in general. I also feel that this is kind of about doing something with no answers, that is not what this card means, but just like intuitively, like the way that I am seeing him intuitively is it's almost like this is an opportunity or something in your life, and it could be an opportunity for anything, but it's like I feel like he's not speaking, just intuitively. And so, but it's like I feel like you are standing in front of him. And I feel he represents an opportunity for you, and it's almost like you're asking him questions and he's not answering. But I feel it's because like you have to figure it out on your own. So if like let's say I just get this like cold stone faced energy here. It's almost like you see an opportunity, but you just don't know what's on the other side. And that's the intuitive message I'm getting off of the card. And really, there is no good answer other than to learn. You have the Page of Pentacles, meaning that you have to take the risk of moving forward with whatever the opportunity is. And the Page of Pentacles is a card of studiousness. So he represents learning. He also can represent like new beginnings or like a fresh start. And so I feel a lot of you could have like this fresh start coming in for you at this time where you are going to have to learn as you go, but I feel you are perfectly capable of doing that. So that's what I would do with the Page of Pentacles is just learn as you go and make it happen, and I feel like you will be perfectly fine. I also do feel that there could be, like if you're hoping to communicate with a person, there could be communication from a person coming in for you. I mean, we even go down here to the Four Wands. Four Wands can represent marriage. It doesn't say that you have to marry this person, but it could say there's a commitment with a person coming in for you. Again, I would make sure you let go of that old story, like your old story in love, plain and simple. You have the Death card. We are definitely in a significant time of change. We have 2 eclipses this month, so eclipses always bring about a great change or significant change in our lives. We're going to see a lot of crazy stuff this year. I've said it a million times. Even before this, starting like, I don't know, in like 2020, I was talking about how we could be seeing a lot of kings dying, and I haven't been wrong here, Cancer, and I'm speaking in metaphor as well, because by kings dying, I just mean that we could be seeing a lot of like leaders stepping down, a lot of famous people getting in trouble. I literally said this in videos. You can, maybe I should find some of them and post them, but I was like saying this years ago, and like lo and behold, like all these people are being exposed, and we will see more of that. So there you go. With the King of Swords, you have the Two of Cups. Could be a person in love. Like, this. If this is love, you could be like, you could just not be sure about a person. Maybe there is competition for the person. Maybe they are a star here, Cancer. I'm not saying they're famous or anything, but maybe they just stand out or they get attention or whatever. So Two of Cups is a person who's different than your usual type, but usually that's a good thing with the Two of Cups. So I would say go for it. With the Page of Pentacles, you have the Hangman. I feel like saying you've delayed enough. The thing about the Hangman is that he has gained all the enlightenment he needs to do something. He is hanging from the tree of knowledge and wisdom. We see a lot of learning in this reading, and his head is glowing on this card. So it says that he has gained the enlightenment necessary to progress on his path. Like his next step is just to take his next step. His next step is to get off the tree and start moving forward, and I think that would be great for you. With the Death card, you have the High Priestess. We are in a very intuitive time. All the energy in Pisces. I would encourage having some sort of dream journal or some sort of like idea journal or something like that. Like I literally have mine right here. I always have it right here, right next to me. So, especially right now, because you never know. Now, it might not necessarily be a good time to take action on those ideas, but writing them down and storing them is a good idea. So, I definitely get that popping into my head. Next, in the area of the good stuff, you have this tricky situation card. It says a sly, subtle approach is necessary in order to safely navigate a tricky situation. Coming up in the good stuff. So if you've already been through a tricky situation, this could be good. This card says temptation. It says what is tempting you at this moment may not be a wise choice. I would say it is because it's showing up in the good stuff. So there could be some sort of temptation in your life, and as long as it's not unhealthy, whatever the temptation is, then I would go for it. You have the Eight of Cups, the Four of Swords, and the Four of Wands. Eight of Cups I do consider to be a good card. He is walking away from things that no longer serve him, and he is not settling. And how is that a bad thing? Right? And it's coming up in the good stuff, which makes it even better. It's also the only card in the tarot with an eclipse on it. And we have this, it's crazy to me that every time we have eclipses, these types of cards show up, like the Eight of Cups. So, it is just a time of shedding things that no longer serve you, and of showing up in the good stuff, that will be a good thing. You have the Four of Swords. Yeah, anytime we have, we've had so many retrogrades, and we have 2 more, basically, this month, right, that we're still dealing with. And, thank God by the time we get to May, things should improve, because that's like the end of all the retrograde madness that we've been going through for a little bit of time. So I think that, taking breaks, taking a rest is a good idea. One thing I do see in this reading that we haven't talked about is there is a lot of what I would call asking in this reading, like asking the universe for something. Star, Page of Pentacles, Nine of Cups. These are all kind of cards of telling the universe what you want, or claiming something by praying for it. He is praying for blessings. There's a person right here who is being blessed in that stained glass window. So I think it would be a great time for you to pray for blessings, basically, to ask. You have this Four of Wands. Four of Wands can represent marriage or commitment. I do feel like there could be love coming in for some of you. I mean, I personally think that Venus retrograde can be good for love. And so there you go. It could be. I'm not saying you're going to marry this person, but definitely could lead to a commitment. The Four of Wands is also about freedom, and we're getting to the end of Uranus and Taurus. I think Uranus and Taurus, really, if according to Chris's crappy astrology here, I think Uranus and Taurus is all about breaking free or setting yourself free in some way in your life, and I think it would be a great time for you to set yourself free. With the Eight of Cups, I just said Taurus, and you have the Hierophant, which is Taurus. So again, I think that there could be blessings from the universe. He is blessing these 2 people in front of him here, Cancer. And so if there are some blessings that you desire, asking or praying or claiming would be a really good idea. I also think that this is, again, talking about the Taurus energy. And yes, I understand that you're not a Taurus, but what I would say is working with that Taurus energy could be very beneficial, like looking for ways to make yourself more free, which, great way to do that is to simplify. If your work or your business is complicated, how can you make it more simple? If health is complicated, how can you make it more simple? And I don't know, I don't have all the answers. I'm definitely not the brightest bulb in the box, so do some research, right? Next, with the Four of Swords, you have the Ten of Cups and the Knight of Swords. You could be praying for a connection, or you could have been asking for a connection. This could be something that moves very quickly. Now, of course, with all the retrogrades, I would take your time. I wouldn't just rush into something, but I don't know, sometimes we can't help it with the Knight of Swords, so there you go. And it's coming up in the good stuff, so if it works, it works. With the Four of Wands, you have the Five of Cups. Five of Cups in the good stuff would basically say that you are looking on the bright side of life. That's what he needs to do to solve the issue here. He needs to see these 2 cups, then he'll get this bridge in the castle. But again, coming up in the good stuff, it would kind of say that you are correcting your vision. You are choosing to focus on the good things, not the bad things, and that's exactly what I would do there. You have this bad card. It says something important, such as a new job or a raise. If you're looking for, again, Five of Wands. You could be way too worried about competition that doesn't exist. So, if you want a raise or promotion, I would go and claim it. Go and get it. You have this carrot. It says opportunity or windfall. Call me crazy, but I'm pretty sure you have this card with me in one of the other March readings that I've done recently. So, this card kind of says that, you might just be seeing the green garbage at the top and you're not seeing like the good stuff underneath the surface. So I feel like I've said this to you before, Cancer. It's like something you're looking at or a wish that you have is actually better than you expect. So, something is better than expected, but you're going to have to yank it out of the ground. You have this kite card. It says vacation on it. I think everybody needs a break. I think everybody needs a vacation. I think, probably by the time we get to May, everybody is going to look like just a jittery mess, if I'm being honest with you. So, I don't know. Take a break. Take a rest if you need it. You have this arrow card. It says, you are on the right path regarding some aspect of your life. Very good. And the next card is very similar. It says, Mountain Road. You are on the road to success. So there's clearly some sort of success that's coming in for you. But this is a really good reading. I like where this is going. So thank you for being here. And definitely enjoy your week.